According to my research, the Arabic name Jibril, Angel Gabriel, was plagiarized by Muhammad from the Syriac language of the Christian Bible. Will you tell us why and how the Angel Gabriel became Islamized by Muhammad?
Muhammad's knowledge of the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament was based entirely upon apocryphal stories that he had heard from priests, rabbis, or storytellers. Being ignorant of the facts, he got most of them mixed up in his Quran, as we have shown repeatedly in our series. Of the 1.3 billion followers of Muhammad that exist today, not more than a few hundred people can tell us where and when the angel Gabriel first appeared in the Bible and what his actual Hebrew name was and what it meant. Muhammad too was obviously totally ignorant of all of the above. The most important item that stuck in his mind was that the angel Jibril was the messenger of God who revealed to Mary the arrival of Jesus as the Redeemer of humanity. Being the consummate desert pirate that he was, he not only plundered the wealth, produce, and lives of others, but graduated to plundering, plagiarizing, pirating, and perverting the thoughts, precepts, concepts, and ideas of other people and claimed them to be his own. Our listeners should bear in mind a most important and relevant piece of information that the followers of Muhammad do not mention for obvious reasons. That the first men and women from the tribes of the Aus and Khazraj, from the Medina, who swore allegiance to Muhammad, although they were pagan to start with, they were nonetheless very intimately related by blood and intermarriage to the Judaized Arab tribes in Medina. They were hence very receptive to the concept of a Messiah, who would appear in the religions of both the Jews and Christians. Muhammad was not working out his cult belief system in a vacuum. Since these men and women were mostly illiterate, superstitious, and very ignorant of the context of the Bible, Muhammad was clever enough to deceive them into believing that he too was a prophet following in the footsteps of the earlier Hebrew ones. Sunan Abu Dawood, Hadith 2159, narrated by Abdullah ibn Abbas. Ibn Umar misunderstood the Quranic verse, "So come to your tilth however you will. May Allah forgive him." The fact is that this clan of the Ansar, who were idolaters, lived in the company of the Jews, who were the people of the book. They, the Ansar, accepted their superiority over themselves in respect of knowledge, and they followed most of their actions. The people of the book, i.e. the Jews, used to have intercourse with their women on one side alone, i.e. lying on their backs. This was the most concealing position of the vagina of the women. This clan of the Ansar adopted this practice from them. By associating himself with the Ishmaelite branch of Abraham, and by alleging that the Arabs were descended from that branch, he became, in their mind, the Arabian version of the promised Messiah. Muhammad has been getting away with this deception to this day. I would like to share some very simple logic with our listeners by pointing out the following. 1. Let us assume for argument's sake that Allah of the Quran is actually God. 2. That Allah is the same God as that of Moses and Jesus. 3. The Quran asserts repeatedly that it was Allah who revealed the Torah face to face to Moses, Kalimullah, and the Injil Gospels to Jesus. 4. That they are all preserved incorruptible with him in heaven. 5. The Quran also states that it was the angel Gabriel who revealed even earlier revelations to the other prophets of the Quran, such as Noah, Abraham, Job, King Solomon, etc. Let us now examine these Quranic statements one by one. 1. In which language did Allah reveal the Torah to Moses and later the Gospels to Jesus? 2. Since, as everyone who has studied Christianity knows, that the Gospels were written after the death of Jesus, then how can the Quran assert that they were revealed to him in his lifetime? 3. Since both the Torah and the Gospels are true revelations from Allah, then how can anyone explain all the contradictions, discrepancies, historical and theological dislocations and contortions that fill the Quran when comparing its stories with the same events in their original form in the Bible, the very first revelation? 4. Why would the angel Gabriel, who predicted the arrival of the Messiah Jesus, change his message and claim that Muhammad was the one? 5. How is it logical to accept and believe that the same angel Gabriel would deny the death of Jesus on the cross? 6. Nowhere does the Bible mention any other books that were revealed to any of the Hebrew prophets besides Moses. 7. Can any follower of Muhammad give us the names of the other revelations in book form to the other prophets of the Quran and where they are? I can go on reciting at least 60 to 70 other differences, but I believe that the above are enough, since finding an answer to them would also be an answer to all of the others. It is inconceivable to believe, accept, agree, or even imagine that the Quran could have been revealed to Muhammad by the same Gabriel as that of the Bible, or that the God who instructed him to reveal its contents is the same as the God of Moses and Jesus. It is not up to us, the so-called unbelievers, to prove our veracity, because the burden of proof actually resides with the followers of Muhammad, to provide the answers to these questions and anomalies, based entirely on facts, if that is at all humanly possible. We await with great anticipation any and all comments that may emanate from the followers of Muhammad.